take one bathroom break and we got kids catching fish left and right. Great bass. Really nice bass, Abs. Man, he swallowed it, didn't he?
No, you can see it. He kind of.
Come on, open your mouth, bud.
He kind of started. He kind of started.
What are we fishing for?
Right now we're fishing for bass.
And what's our technique? What are we doing?
Well, we start out and then reel it in and flick it up so the bass think it's dying because they will be attracted to it. And it will be an easy meal for them.
All right, Sarah, what do you have on there? It's called a Fluke Junior, right? Good. All right, give it a cast. Show us the technique, Johnny. Then you're letting it sink down towards the bottom, right? Okay. So here we got a little makeshift bobber. So sometimes when you're out fishing, maybe your bobber breaks or gets hung, and you need something you can use as a bobber with your kids. So I made a little cut.
Steve, I know how to do it. Sarah, can you have a turn for me?
Run the cork through.
Yeah, that was
All right, so here. All right, run the line through, and then I put a little split shot on there. Okay, it's a little piece of lead. Put it on there. You can crimp it with pliers. Needle those pliers, or you can use your teeth, which I've done plenty of times.
Sure.
Okay, and you just push the cork down to the split shot, and now you've got a nice bobber.
Little cast?
Works great. All right, you can stop it. All right, so we're going to use this cane pole, fishing for bluegill, or sometimes we catch catfish. Just going to throw it out. Hard as it can. I'm going to set up a stick with a bead. We're just going to set it like that and watch it. All right, let's try it. All right. Now we're just going to watch the makeshift bobber. Go ahead. Got it?
Look at this guy.
All right, so we just caught this one. It is 1:30 in the afternoon. It's about 60 degrees outside. It was pretty cold last night. This guy was probably in about 12 feet of water. All right, so I'm fishing with my kids. We're just trying different stuff, different depths, different lures. And I always do better when I fish with my kids because I do whatever it takes to figure out how to catch fish. So we caught our first nice little bass, and we had a few more bites. And we're gonna keep going and see what happens. Good cast, good cast. So go ahead and reel that fast and make it dive. Keep your rod tip down. Keep your rod tip down. Nope, down. Opposite way. There you go.
I got something.
There you go. Get it set. Good job. And let's see the technique now that you're using. Okay. Reel a little of the slack out. Give it a little jerk, right? Maybe jerk it a little more. Yeah, then let it sink, then get the slack out. Good job. All right, so we're gonna switch things up a bit. We're just gonna use a simple bottom rig, okay? This is actually designed for the ocean, but it works great for catfish too. It's a steel or metal leader. We're gonna put a weight here on the bottom. Don't need a ton of weight for catfish, especially because there's no current. Just gonna open this up. Pop that on there, it's real easy. Then on this side, we're gonna put a hook with the knife bone. All right, so bring it over here so they can see. We're gonna use a number 2 hook. It's actually designed for a larger panfish, but we don't know how big these catfish are in here, so we don't want to use a real big hook. Something kind of medium size, not as small as we would normally use for a bluegill. We're just going to run that hook on. And we're going to close that off. All right. And now we're going to add a night crawler. Now we're not going to put the entire night crawler on the hook. We're just going to pinch off a portion of the night crawler. All right. Switching here, it's got some nice fat night crawlers. So that's way too much. We only need a small amount. So we're going to pinch with my thumb.
That's a
just
big
pinch it off. That's probably even too much right there. We could have one night crawler last us, gosh, 4 or 5 hours, depending on how much fish are hitting it. All right, pause the bank. All right, we're gonna let it sink. Put our little V on our stick. And we're just gonna get it snug. And then all we do is we just watch the rod tip. You see the rod tip going like that? We know we've got something trying to bite our hook. Okay, so we got our cane pole out. I'm just going to keep an eye on this bobber. Got our catfish bottom rig set up with the night crawler. We've got our kids fishing over here with fluke juniors for bass. So we just keep changing things up and trying different depths and different types of lures and baits till we catch stuff. So far we've caught 1 bass. We've had several smaller bass on the line that the kids were not able to reel in. We're just gonna keep trying new stuff. Keep reeling, bud. Keep reeling.
I see it.
Keep reeling, bud. Keep reeling.
It's catfish. It's catfish.
Good job, bud.
It's a big catfish.
Keep reeling. I tell you what, I'm gonna help you so it doesn't snap the line.
Oh, it's a catfish. That is a big catfish.
But that is a really good sized catfish.
What's the name catfish from their whiskers?
All right, now fill these spikes right here.
What's
Fill that.
Spikes? Why do
Yeah,
I need to feel spikes?
they'll get you. So if you grab it like a bass, if you grab it in the mouth,
Come here.
he'll do just like he's doing now, and then he'll get those little spikes in your hand. All right, so we got a little modified Texas rig that we caught that catfish on. He was fishing it slow off the bottom. Make sure they can see this. I've just got a little split shot on the end. I was using the same hook that I was using for the fluke. All right, just a nice slow, keeping it on the bottom, twitching it every 3 or 4 seconds. And he caught that nice, what I think was a channel cat. All right, so we found that the fish out here are closer to the bottom, right? The bass that we caught, most of the bites, and the catfish were more towards the bottom, so we're focusing on that now.
I got something.
There you go. Reel, that's it. That's it. Keep going. Keep reeling, bud. Keep reeling. Whoa, that looks like a bass.
Guys, I got another
Using
one.
that same modified Texas rig. Good work.
Oh, shoot. He's
Keep
fighting.
reeling. Keep reeling. I'm going to help because I'm afraid it's going to get away from us, okay? All right. There we go.
Can you get
It's a good
everyone?
bass.
I caught another one. Is that the same
All right. Reel it in, bud. Reel it in.
What?
Get the slack out.
Is that the same thing Dad caught?
It's similar in size.
Yeah, I think Dad's was
All
a little
right.
bigger. You think Dad's a little bigger?
Good job.
Caught another one, guys.
Good job, man. There it goes.
Go.
All right, so we caught this off the bottom all the way out in the middle on a night crawler.
Oh, I got
And then Abs. Man, he swallowed it, didn't he?
No, you can see it. He kind of started it.
Come on, open your mouth, bud.
He kind of started to. Dad, he kind of started to.
It's a nice one. All right, we got another fish on.
Come on. Let's pull it while it's reeling.
Keep reeling, man. Keep reeling.
I can't see.
Let's see what we got here. We don't want him to get caught up.
Oh, what is it?
Looks like a bass.
I think it was.
All right, we got another bass.
That's so
Reel, bud,
cool.
reel. We got
Yeah,
another
it
good-sized bass, man.
He's trying to breathe. Another. Oh, I think I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it.
Oh man, that's a good catfish, I think.
Oh, I think that's
Oh, that's a bass.
No, that's a bass.
No, it's
I
catfish.
told you,
Okay.
I told you.
I thought for a second it was a bass, but no, that's a good sized catfish, guys.
Wow, is that bigger than mine?
It's maybe about the same size.
Wow.
All right, Abs.
It's better. It was like
Get closer to the water. Get closer to the water. There you go. Keep reeling.
Abby's
Keep reeling.
bending the rod so much.
All right. Think we got maybe another bass?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a great bass.
Yes. Hey, yeah.
I'll reel it on in.
Look at the worm.
That's big.
Good job. Great bass.
Abby, have you caught any catfish?
Yay. All right, so we caught a largemouth on a Wacky Rig. So we'll show you what the Wacky Rig is. So Johnny, you can take that.
Gonna throw it back out there?
Yeah, we'll throw them back out. All right. Abs, bring it over here. We just put a worm right through the middle, just like that. And he's throwing it out there and just letting it drop, and then just lifting it up and letting it drop, lifting it up and letting it drop. All right, so Buddy's gonna use this Wacky Rig again. And he's gonna cast it out and demonstrate the technique of how we were fishing it. All right.
So first you cast it out, and then when you think it's at the bottom, you pick it up, then let it fall. And pick it up.
Film it, Ash. Film it.
It's uneven. It's not reeling. It's not.
Oh, he's big.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's huge catfish. No, it's a catfish. I thought it was a catfish. I thought I saw whiskers. Can you help me, Dad? Oh, the black thing looks like whiskers.
All right, Abs.
Whoa!
There's the Wacky Rig right there.
He's big, Dad. How many pounds do you think he weighs?
He's probably a pound.
Pound?
Yeah, it's probably
Good to
a pound.
me.
So that's the Wacky Rig, and it worked.
Again?
That's the second one on the Wacky Rig. Okay.
I caught them.
Can I touch it?
A nice, healthy bass.
Ow!
Right now we're fishing on a pretty good sized pond. Abs, you want to show the pond?
Wow.
It's December. It's getting down into the 30s at night and into the 60s during the day. And we figured out that the bass are more towards the bottom. Right, buddy?
Yes.
So what have we been focused on? What are we using to catch fish? One of the methods, we've been using a worm, fake worm, on the bottom as well, using a modified Texas rig.
And with a real worm.
We started off with a fluke junior too, right? We've caught now in 2 days, I think we've caught 14 fish.
No.
The key is that we've been trying different methods, right?
15 together.
We started off with a fluke,
In 3 days. 15.
and then we tried a Texas rig, and then we tried working on a bobber.
Oh,
Depths,
we tried the Texas rig.
different depths, different colors, right? Going fast, going slow, till we figure out what the fish are.
We
the fish
tried
like, right?
what is that? Like really sharp.
Using a crankbait with treble hooks,
Yeah, treble
chartreuse color, right?
And we caught one fish with that one, and you caught that.
That one we were fishing, we're kind of reeling it in fast because it would pull it towards the bottom.
Yeah.
So most of the fish we've caught have been in, we think it's probably 10 to 12 feet of water, maybe a little bit deeper.
The first fish we caught, Dad caught, it was a bass, and the second one was a catfish, and I caught it. And it was big.
So we're having a good time,
Here's a tuna.
catching some largemouth, some catfish, no bluegill yet. All right, well we're gonna get back to fishing and less talking.
Okay. Bye.
Wow, is it bringing it in? This might be a really good sized fish. Get closer to the shore. Be 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds.
I'm wearing my Christmas pajamas.
Sit up. Here we go. All right, what do you guys think about fishing for bass?
Bass. It's delicious and
Not eating bass, but fishing for bass.
I mostly catch bass, so I think it's fun.
I think it's fun because I like catching catfish more. It's
Okay.
because that I get to use this rod and it's like really fun to cast it.
I think for me it's easier to catch bass.
You guys say it a little louder because the camera might not hear it.
I think for me it's easier to catch bass.
It's easier?
I like catching catfish more because a lot of times they're bigger, and I like when they're bigger.
Yeah.
So far, the biggest fish we have caught so far has been the first catfish we caught. I caught it and it was like 3 pounds. It was pretty big.
Hey, what happens if you cast a few times and you don't catch anything? What do you do?
I'll keep trying. Or move on a different spot, or try a different rod.
You definitely
try
don't
a
give
different lure.
Different lure?
If you give up, then you're not going to catch anything.
Did we catch anything when we first started?
Yes.
We did not. We didn't catch anything when we first started, and we kept trying different stuff.
Yeah,
and
I had to take a break. John David catched a bunch of stuff. I came back, and of course, me going inside isn't going to help me catch anything. So John David did the right thing for staying out here and keeping trying.
So stay out there, have fun, try different stuff, keep casting, and eventually you're going to find something that works. And when you do, you stick with it, right?
Yeah.
Like what works here is fishing off the bottom for bass, right?
Yeah. And catfish.
And catfish. Even though it's warming up, they're probably going to be moving to more shallow water now that it's been warm the last few days.
He got, in his hand, he got his hook stuck.
That happens too. So when you're fishing with kids, you always got to be careful about that. Got a little cut on your finger.
Got an ouchie.
Yeah, it's blurry, but.
It healed up.
All right, guys. So in conclusion, we've caught 29 fish so far down here in South Carolina. And what would you kids recommend to people that are out there taking their kids fishing?
And when it's hot and around 75 degrees.
So speak over that way so they can hear.
Where the fish are, they're deep around here right now. So I suggest using lures that use to go deep more.
Go deep, okay.
Like maybe add a weight or something to go.
Add something with some weight so they can go down. Okay. Seem to be far down. Good.
So
What about for parents fishing with their kids? How should parents fish with their kids so that they can have fun?
they should teach them how to do it right. So if they catch a fish, they'll feel how fun it is to catch a fish.
Okay. Good. All right, guys. So we've had a lot of fun out here taking the kids fishing. The key is keep it simple, have fun, don't take anything too seriously. Help them get the lures unsnagged. Don't get upset when it gets snagged. Help them get the fish off the hook. Let them try to do it. Let them learn to cast, and just be a helper and see them have a chance to catch fish and have fun. Abby, did you think of anything that you would recommend for parents fishing with their kids?
Same thing as you guys.
Be real patient, right?
Yeah.
Because we were all kids once, and somebody had to teach us how to do it. So we're doing the same thing here. We had a pretty good time. So thumbs up. Take your kids fishing.
It's hard.